Trae Young is one of the most impressive basketball players I have ever seen. He's productive, he's incredibly smart, and he plays with a certain magic to his game that few can replicate. He's one of the best passers in the league, and he dominates the game as a scorer in a way that no one his size should have any business doing. Most players his size are usually fringe starters at best, and most of them even struggle to find roster spots or spots in the rotation. But Trae defies everything that most small guards struggle with, and it really makes him one of the most impressive basketball players of my lifetime. In today's video, I'll be breaking down the game of Trae Young and what makes him an outlier small guard and maybe even the best small guard of all time down the line. Quickly before we get into today's video, I've noticed that only 9.7% of you guys that watch my videos happen to be subscribed. So if you happen to fall into that other 90.3% of people that watch these videos and happen to not be subscribed and you like basketball content, I really think this is the channel for you. So if you haven't already, like, subscribe, hit notification bell, notified whenever I release a video. I make videos breaking down the film of NBA players, so if that's something that interests you, this is the channel for you. Let's try to get 100 likes on this video so YouTube will recommend to others. That being said, let's talk about Trae Young. Trae Young is one of the best handles in the league, which is a trait that any small guard needs to be as good as Trae Young is. He's fast, he's quick, he's shifty, and he creates separation well off the dribble. His handle expands his game as a scorer and makes his slashing and finishing ability better as it expands his craft around the basket, and it makes his shot creating more deadly as well. And it expands his game as a passer in many areas. As someone who doesn't finish above the rim a lot, well, actually doesn't finish above the rim at all, having a great handle is a necessity to be a high-level player. You look at prime Kemba Walker and Isaiah Thomas, or guys who are still good like Kyrie Irving, Darius Garland, and Chris Paul, and they all have great handles as well that allows them to be high-level players. And it's one of the most important aspects that makes Trae Young one of the best players in the league. For a small guard, Trae Young is absolutely dominant as a scorer. For someone that's around 6'1", 164 pounds, he's efficient around the basket. He shoots 58.9% in the restricted area and 56.6% on layups. He also has good touch on his floaters as well, which he shoots 47.7% on. Trae doesn't have the vertical athleticism to finish above the rim. It's why he's probably never attempted a dunk in his NBA career and doesn't even try to finish above the rim. But he makes up for it with creativity and craft, and also having very good touch around the basket. He also uses his threat as a scorer in the shooting area and as a passer to his advantage as well to keep defenses on their heels. Another tool he uses to his advantage is his small frame that allows him to draw contact more easily against bigger defenders. He's quick and fast enough to get to the basket, as well as smart enough to know what to do when he gets to the basket. And those are tools that you need to be a very good finisher as a player that really can't finish above the rim. Trae is known for his deep shooting range, and rightfully so. He shoots 38.2% on threes this season on around 8 attempts, which is really good and also the best mark of his career, and he also has 116 attempts from beyond 30 feet this season. Trae Young is someone who is shooting 37.1% on his pull-up threes, which is where a majority of his threes come from. Not a lot of catch and shoot opportunities. He may not be the 40+% from three guy, but given the degree of difficulties on the attempts that he takes, I think that it's fine. His 3-point shooting numbers are close to what Damian Lillard and James Harden usually are at, which is around 35 to 38% from 3 on high volume with difficult shot variants. He has deep shooting range and can hit difficult shots. He may have gotten the Steph Curry comps coming out of high school and college, but one, that's an unfair expectation to begin with. Steph Curry is the greatest shooter of all time, hands down. But secondly, he also reminds me more of Dame and Harden when it comes to his 3-point shooting, where it's a lot more on-ball creating and average to above average efficiency. However, an area of the game that doesn't get talked about as much is Trae Young's mid-range game. Trae is shooting 51.4% on mid-range shots on 245 attempts. He's one of the best mid-range shooters in the game, and it's really impressive considering he doesn't have a height advantage that someone like DeMar or Kevin Durant does, and he's shooting 49.4% on his 2-point pull-up field goals this season on 5 attempts per game. The threes will get more attention due to how highlight worthy they are, and the game is trending towards threes anyway, but the mid-range game has become a legit tool for Trae Young that he is easily among the best at in the league. If you want more information about Trae Young's mid-range game, I would highly recommend checking out my friend Alex Hoop's video on Trae Young. Alex Hoops did a very good job on that video, and he really goes into more detail about the mid-range game than I did, and he's a great content creator, one of the best basketball YouTubers in the business right now. So go check out his channel, go check out that video, go check out other videos on his channel. I'll put the link to his channel and that video in the description below, pinned comment, and probably something going across the bar here. What makes Trae Young's efficiency overall as a scorer so impressive is just how much of that offense is self-created. Only 14.8% of his 2-point field goals are assisted on, and 21.8% of his 3-point field goals are assisted on. He takes a combined 4.3 field goal attempts per game, where he takes between 0 to 2 dribbles. Compare this to a combined 15.9 field goal attempts per game on shots where he takes 3 or more dribbles, and 59.1% of those attempts are when he takes 7 or more dribbles. He's shooting 46.9% on shots where he takes between 3 to 6 dribbles on 6.5 attempts per game, and he's shooting 43.8% on shots where he takes 7 or more dribbles on 9.4 attempts per game. Not only is Trae Young efficient as a high volume scorer, he's also doing it where it's a lot of him as a self-creator, which is insane given his frame. On top of being one of the best scorers in the league, Trae Young is also one of the best passers in the league. He has great pass vision, great pass accuracy, and great creativity. And like I always mention, he has the most dangerous tool of all, the art of understanding and manipulating your scoring gravity. He has all the tools you look for in a great passer, both skill-wise and mentally. He's smart and he's creative, and that's what you need in a passer, on top of having a really good handle to expand your passing game. He controls defenses using his other skills to keep the defenses on their heels. He's very effective operating the PNR, he's elite both in the half court and transition as a passer, and like with his scoring, he uses the other skills of his game to expand his passing. He's one of the 5 best passers in the league in my opinion, and that is really special given what kind of scorer he is as well. Simply put, Trae Young doesn't make sense to me. His efficiency given his on-ball dominance shouldn't be this good. His efficiency in general would be good for any guard, let alone a guard as small as he is. And this would be really good efficiency for a wing or forward with this kind of on-ball dominance, let alone someone who's 6 feet tall and 160 pounds. To be a 28 point per game scorer on 62 shooting percentage as a small guard with an average at best wingspan, while also not being a freak athlete, is unheard of. On top of this, he's one of the best passers in the league with the most dangerous skill set of all, knowing his scoring gravity. It's almost like the basketball gods made Trae Young 6 feet tall and didn't give him great vertical athleticism just to make sure everyone else had a chance. Trae Young is one of the most remarkable basketball players I have ever seen because he defies all the barriers placed on small guards and would be viewed as an insane player both with the eye test and the stats if he was 6'5", 225 pounds, let alone 6'1", 164 pounds. He's a generational talent that will go down as one of the best scorers of his generation and one of the best passers of his generation. He's already one of the best small guards of all time. That's really not up for debate. The real question now is, can he become the greatest small guard of all time? I don't know if he will. There are a lot of great small guards. Allen Iverson, Chris Paul, those 2 names come to mind at the top. But I do think that there is a chance that when it's all said and done, Trae Young will, and that has a lot to do with just how good I think he is and how good he will be for years to come. But that is the end of this video. If you've made it to this point, thank you so much. You guys have no idea how much it means to me that you guys watch these videos. Again, if you fall into that 90.3% of people that watch these videos and happen to not be subscribed, and you made it to this point, why not subscribe? You clearly saw something that you liked, more than likely I would hope, if you made it to this point in the video. So I really would appreciate if you would subscribe. Help me out a lot. We're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of the month, and any support would be a big help to me, and I would really appreciate it. I really am appreciative of the support you guys give on these videos, and I can't wait to see where we go in the future. But with that being said, have a nice day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.